Okay, guys, I'm on the road. I'm going to be on the road for the next few days, but I ended up getting a G-Mart comic book shop haul. Basically, G-Mart is the online store that I use. I get 15% off of new books, and actually had a few other things on sale. After those books accumulate to $85, they'll ship them to me for free. So I just do it that way, and sometimes it takes a few months, and sometimes I might get a package once a year. Just I've been doing it for years and stuff. But this is probably the best package I ever got from them. Okay, and I was really excited about this one, and I was going to be like determined that I get it before I started hitting the road. And it's just a great haul, man. I think there's a little bit of nostalgia in this haul hitting for me. It's just fantastic. So before this happened, though, my books accumulated over to a certain amount, over $85 last week. I'm filming this on the 28th of January 2017. So as I was kind of checking my tracking order and stuff, some books came in 3 days ago, and they're waiting at G-Mart as I start accumulating books again. And in that haul, I was sitting there thinking I missed it by 1 week. Because in that, I had a Hillbilly book, another Future Quest book, a few odds and ends, and then my Dark Horse Slayer Repentless book with the Eric Powell cover. And I'm sitting there like, I missed it by a week. So after seeing that, I sat there to myself, and I was trying to be a grown-up, and I ended up saying some horrible stuff like this. I was just now, and the horse you rode in on. So basically, I got a feeling I'll probably let the books, try to get 2 months worth of books, let them accumulate the rest of this month and next month, and I'll probably just go ahead and pay $6 to get them shipped to me, because it's also got a Commandy Challenge #1 starting on that 12-issue miniseries. Okay, getting on with the haul here and stuff. I'll just start down the line here and stuff. I got some pretty good stuff here, right? Backed up. I was able to get this. This actually might have been on sale at G-Mart when I got it. I'm not sure, but this is the director's cut of DK3, Dark Knight 3, the Master Race, and it's the director's cut. And of course, it's the black and white art in it. It has the script, but what I really like about it is that it has a whole bunch of the variant covers that came with this. That came out when #1 came out. Because if you go back and look at the DK3 books, they have a shitload of variant covers. But what got me is when I went through this one, Kevin Eastman of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did a freaking variant cover for this series. I was like, oh my god. Okay. And then I'm completing this, the DK Master Race. I have book 6 and 7. I'm getting the hardbound books because when you get them on the shelf, you're going to kind of see that they make a picture with the spine of the book. They kind of come together. This is one of the nice things. It also, the DK3 books come with a mini comic with each issue, and those are usually by Frank Miller so far. But the hardback books go ahead and they print them full size inside the books. So here's number 7 with the Jim Lee cover, sketch cover, and backing up, here's number 6, and this came out, it says March 2017. This came out this month, probably last week, January 2017. And this one came out in October. Is that right? Yeah, October of 2016. So yeah, this book has slowed down quite a bit. And just not that I want to say this is the official review, but from what I read about it, it's really odd. I can't say that it's great, but I can say it doesn't suck. And I kind of think I see where they're going with it. Alright, now we're getting into some of the good stuff here, right? We'll get these out of the way. Astro City, got issue 38. Kurt Busiek's doing this really interesting story of the early days of Astro City. I can't remember if this is around the 20s or the 30s. Prohibition plays in it, touches a little bit on during the swinging jazz era, and the music kind of plays into it. Yeah, not my house, so I did what I could with the lighting and stuff, right? So that's just fantastic. We've got the Hangman, which I'm always excited when the Hangman pops up. Just a fantastic issue. Astro City number 39. And then we got Astro City number 40 with a little callback to a character that previously showed up, one of the newer ones for this series. It just blows my mind that as a Vertigo book they have something that's lighthearted, so to say, as Astro City, but as long as we got our books coming out. Okay, then this is the interesting stack, okay? This is the Commandy Special, Commandy Challenge Special. This book reprints Commandy number 32, which was an oversized dollar special at the time. I can't remember. I have it at the house. And inside of that story from the 70s was when that book came out. One of Kirby's greatest successes at DC Comics. You had a story, then it reprinted the first issue inside of it, of Commandy. And it also had an interview with Jack Kirby in it with, photographs of Kirby at his drawing table and stuff, right? Well, everything's in there here as a reprint except for that interview with Jack Kirby, which I thought was interesting, okay? But what they replaced it with was the last 2 issues of Commandy they had made after Kirby had left, issues 60 and 61. And those were published in a thing called Comics Cavalcade, so that DC could keep the rights, get a copyright on it. During the DC explosion in the late 70s, a bunch of titles were canceled, even though they already had some comics to come out, and DC published those books themselves. They're kind of handing them out to the staff. So finally we get those. Now I flipped through this, and what I found really interesting is that they did introduce the multiverse of DC into Commandy. Part of the Commandy questioning back then was this the future of the DC Earth or not? So they kind of introduced the multiverse to Commandy, explaining it to me here. But then the very last story in there had Jack Kirby art with his Sandman book that he did with Joe Simon, with Brute, Glob, and all of them and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm setting this down. I'm going to read it. Now, the Commandy Challenge 1 through 12 started, and I'll kind of do a review of those as I get a few of those, and it gives the teams that are in there. And what I found very interesting is the issue 9 had is Tom King writing with Kevin Eastman doing the art. On top of having Steve Rude and some of my favorite guys on there, on top of it being a freaking Commandy book, it's Kevin Eastman. Okay, going on with the talking animals and Commandy's themed books here that I seem to have accumulated. Autumn Lands number 14. I probably need 2 issues of this series to finish them off. I think it's number 5 and number 3 or something I need. I don't know. But basically this is by Kurt Busiek. And this was basically inspired, from what I understand, in some interviews from him wanting to do a Commandy story, told no, so he kind of took those plots and ideas he had and he kind of morphed it into this, okay? Not my house, the lighting's killing me. I hope it's not showing up too bad. Got me a little Usagi Yojimbo, number 159. Enough said about that. Little Stan Sakai. And another little funny animal that will beat you brutally for a bag of gold, or even 1 piece of gold, is Cerebus in Hell number 0. Very excited to get this. Oh, this is fantastic. But it's always great to see Cerebus. I'm sorry he's living in hell. That's it. Got my Labyrinth special, 30th anniversary special. Mac Comic Quarter 410 has already sent me the Eric Powell variant. I want to say that might have been a Baltimore Con exclusive. Not 100% sure, but Eric Powell had done a cover and he had signed it. Matt sent it to me. I will not open that thing. I will be opening this and reading it. Nice little square bound package there. Ludo right there on the cover, and Hoggle, and yes. Okay, and then something I was very excited about because there's a website called Newsarama, and I'm sure they still do it, but they had this thing they would do on Friday. They would have a bunch of artists that they employed or had volunteer, and you would tweet to them ideas for those things for those artists to write. And usually there would be a theme. And there was one theme where it was like about crossover movie companies or comic books or something like that. And I did Commandy meets Tarzan, and I think somewhere along the line I did Tarzan Lord of the Planet of the Apes. So for Boom Studios and Dark Horse to get together and do Tarzan on the Planet of the Apes, I'm so freaking excited. And apparently I would love to have that as a actual poster, take off all the titles and stuff. But there's old Tarzan hanging out with Caesar, it looks like, and stuff. Apparently I didn't order number 2, so I got to back up and try to get number 2. There's only 5 issues of this. Here's number 3. Fantastic covers. Yeah, number 4, and I think number 5 came out this past Wednesday. So, damn it, little Escape from the Planet of the Apes there with his astronaut suit. So, very excited to read that one as well. And then here's the one that's just a little bit of fun. This is where the nostalgia is kicking in. It's got to be. That's why I'm loving these and stuff, right? But apparently back in October they came out with this sampler. This is supposed to be free, yet I got charged 30 cents. But it's Scooby Apocalypse and Future Quest, Wacky Races, and the Flintstones. Apparently they give you a little taste of what's coming before these books really got rolling. Then all of these are variant covers, except for number 7. But number 4, Future Quest. Oh man, I'm so loving this series that I've read so far. Steve Rude variant cover. Of course, I had to have that. Steve Rude on Space Ghost is exactly where he's supposed to be. And we got the Herculoids on the cover, and I'm just loving it. Here's another variant cover, number 6. A little Haji and some of the sidekicks and funny animals and Birdman. Number 7, did not get the variant. I'm assuming this was the artist I wanted. There was a reason I didn't do it. But I'm thinking that's That's Frankenstein. Yeah. Putting a brain, Frankenstein Jr., excuse me. Yeah, so that's really cool. And then just had to get this with the Impossibles and Space Ghost. This is just so freaking cool, man. So yeah, there we go, up to number 8. And apparently number 9 just came out this past Wednesday, so that would have been on the roll. And getting down here to the last bit of it. I've been hearing great things about this Young Animal brand from DC Comics, whatever it is and stuff here. But I've got Doom Patrol number 1 with the Brian Boland variant cover. I'm a huge Doom Patrol fan. I can't wait to see. I've been, like I said, this Young Animals treatment to these books. I've heard really good things, so I'm looking forward to see what we do with this. And of course, Jared Way did the Umbrella Academy, and he was the lead singer for My Chemical Romance. And to be honest with you, when My Chemical Romance came out years ago, and I saw that first video, I'm Not Okay or something like that, I actually, and I'm not saying they were this great or anything like that, but I kind of put them with The Who a little bit. I had a feeling that these guys had seen some shit in their life and had something to write about, which I found very interesting and stuff. So very interested to see what old Jared Wade has done with the Doom Patrol. This is number 1. I know it's been going on, but I'll be able to get the rest of those. And then I've been hearing great things about this between Stranger Things on Netflix and a little bit of nostalgia. It seems to be kicking in other places and stuff. I've got a friend and a girlfriend who both talk about Paper Girls. And I know it's Brian K. Vaughan, which is one of the best writers out there, in my opinion. But we got Paper Girls with some kind of adventures on their bicycles in the 80s. And the reason I really decided to get this is apparently I ran across just a picture on the internet taken from one of the issues of Paper Girls. And it was like this zombie dude wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, and I could see people riding their bicycles behind him. And I'm just sort of like, yeah, it's time. It's time. So yeah, this is your second chance Image First that I got. It's for $1, so I got this for 85 cents or something. And this was the one. This is the one I was pacing back and forth on. This was the one I was waiting on these books. This is going to be 5 issues from some company I never heard of called Stranger Comics. It's supposed to be bi-monthly. It came out with 2 covers. And I think I've ordered the first 2, and I've yet to hear anything about 3, 4, and 5. But Vampire Hunter D. I'm a huge fan of Vampire Hunter D. That I still have. I don't think I have him on DVD. I have him on VHS. Vampire Hunter D is just a very cool anime, manga, whatever you want to call it, anime. Oh man. And I'm just sort of like, I can't believe this is happening. One of my friends has read this. He says it kind of holds up. There's the Jake Lee cover for number 1. And here's a beautiful cover who I cannot read the signature on, but here's the another cover for number 1. And they even got his hand right. So Vampire Hunter D. I'm so ecstatic about that. And then another thing, man, Eric Powell, I've been bragging on this company, man. I have my Spook House number 1. Scary Stories for Kids, Spook House. I've been hearing great things about this, and I got to keep an eye out because through his Albatross Press, he's got a book coming out called Nom Wolf. which I cannot wait to read. Not by Eric Powell though. I don't, no. And this one has several people on it, man. But look at this, Spook House #2. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Don't look at me, look at it. And then I have 2 more issues of Hillbilly that I'm so happy about. #3, The Flesh-Eating Witch Child of Hoodoo Ridge. Oh, that is just freaking awesome. And The Fiddle That Screamed for Blood. Oh my god, I love that. This is so freaking good. Alright guys, that is my haul. Honestly, I'm about to hit the road. I got work to do and things like that, but I've got a 101-degree temperature. I'm a little out there right now, and every time I try to lay down and get some rest, all I do is sit there and look at the ceiling, eyes wide open, and kind of makes me feel like a hooker on the Red District, just having a day at work. Alright guys, y'all have a good weekend and keep reading them comics.